There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity.
It has been a minute, A&E fam. What is up?
What's going on, my nerds? It's been a minute. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that good stuff. We are back.
Took a little hibernation, but we weren't gonna leave you guys behind. We promise.
Yeah, we tried to get on a couple times, but a couple circumstances couldn't really do that yet. But we're back. And let's just start it off. We were watching the Monday Night Football game, and safety for the Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin, went down with a pretty scary hit. He got back up and immediately collapsed, and he was rushed to the hospital, and they ended the game.
Yeah, it was a very, very shaking and scary scene. He unfortunately had to CPR done to him. He was that was being done on him for 9 minutes. They got him into the ambulance. He is not breathing on his own, but he does have a pulse. And all we're hearing now, he's in critical condition. So we ask for those prayers, positive vibes, good words for that family, because that's scary. We were talking about it before we started recording. Just being a third person here on my couch watching this, I was shook, because he stood up and then immediately collapsed. And I've seen that happen with football players before, obviously, but then all of a sudden it's the entire team surrounding him, and then you see an ambulance come onto the field, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, everything about that scene was very scary. I couldn't imagine being a teammate, a coach, family member watching that, and not even thinking about the game or if it's going to continue, but what's going to happen, because never seen anything like that.
And they did do the right thing, and they canceled the game, because no one should play after something like that, because they're making it very much seem like he was potentially dead on the field, and who would ever want to play after that?
Yeah, it was an extremely horrific scene, and nobody on that field could have been in the right mind to play.
Nope.
But like we said, prayers up for Damar Hamlin. It's a speedy and safe recovery. Excuse me. But let's go ahead and move forward. And since it's 2023, we got some favorites from 2022. We can start it off. Marshall, what was your favorite sports moment from 2022?
Oh man, as the Bears fan that I am, I think my favorite moment was that week 1 win against the 49ers and watching the whole team slide through the end zone on their stomachs, and then Justin Fields jumps up and is in a power pose. It was an awesome moment. It was a moment for a Bears fan. You've been waiting for something this exciting for a long time, and now we have it. And unfortunately, obviously, it didn't work out. This didn't work out well for the entire season, but there's a lot of positive moments, go forward moments that we can look forward to.
Yeah, a lot of things to look to. And I was going through a lot of the stuff that happened over the year with Philly, from the Phillies going to the World Series to this incredible season of the Eagles. And I just decided to go with the World Cup Finals. That
is always a great moment, but that one specifically was awesome.
That was a hell of a game.
That's what it's supposed to be like.
From the beginning of the game, looking like it was going to be over pretty soon, and then the penalty shot, and then Killian Hayes scoring two goals in 2 minutes. Was it?
Yeah. It's like something ridiculous that doesn't actually seem humanly possible. Just like,
but yeah, that was my 2022 sports moment of the year.
Good choice. That I was thinking about that too, but I was like, man, like that Bears moment will stick in my head for a long time because I'm like, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one too. I can understand it, But favorite movie from 2022, I picked Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I heard great things about that. I haven't seen it yet. Incredible movie.
Nice. I went ahead and pulled up the synopsis. An aging Chinese immigrant is swept up in an insane adventure in which she alone can save the world by exploring other universes, connecting with the lives she could have led. This movie was so good because I've never seen a spin on, interdimensional jumping like that one. It was just really cool the way they did it, and it was bizarre. I love the movie.
Nice. That sounds awesome. Then I highly recommend the movie Predestination. That is a great time travel movie starring Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
It's phenomenal. Highly recommend. And it's pretty short. It's a pretty short movie, so it's not like a huge dedication. But because it's based off of a short story. I can't think of the name of the short story right now, but yeah, highly recommend that.
Nice. What was your favorite movie from 2022?
Oh man, so I picked two. One for the sake that it was extremely well done. I loved everything about it, and the other is just for nostalgia's sake, because I love Batman. I've always been a DC dude over a Marvel dude. Even with their terrible live-action movie productions. But the Batman by Matt Reeves is so well done, in my opinion. Obviously a bit long, but I think it is probably one of the better representations of like what Batman is kind of supposed to be like a little bit more, especially showing him in his younger years where he's still building up that fame of Batman. Like, people have heard of him and obviously have the spotlight, but that full fear of like seeing that spotlight isn't completely there yet. And he's still kind of rusty with how he fights, but he's also really brutal when he fights. And when you like look back at the comics and like all the other movies and everything, that's exactly what he did in his younger days. His fighting style was like not as refined, and he was like brutal because he was like trying to like prove a point. But then he realized he was going down the wrong path and everything, and it changed from there. Mm-hmm. But that is it did a great job at showing that. I gotta say, it was kind of different to not really see a lot of the Bruce Wayne side, because he's only really Bruce Wayne for like a few moments. And it's different because, every other one, like Bruce Wayne is kind of heavily involved for the most part. But yeah, so that's my nostalgia pick. And then the pick for a movie that I think was just extremely well done was The Northman.
Okay. Nice.
And that is like the purest version or form of a Viking movie I have ever seen.
Yeah,
that was an extremely well done movie with a great twist. Kind of towards the end, I was like, good lord, man, like this movie shook me a little bit.
Okay, yeah, definitely gotta check that one out. All right.
Not that it's exactly like this movie, but it gave me the same vibes as the movie Lighthouse when that came out in 2019.
Okay.
So if you've seen that and like and that movie just does a great job at really digging into your feelings. Like, I've never had a movie that I was just like, oh my god, Willem Dafoe was made to play this role. Robert Pattinson did a great job in that. And that movie's the reason I kind of had more faith in him as a Batman, was because after watching that, I was like, yo, this dude's got range. Like, he's got this. I'm pretty confident he can do it.
Yeah. You look at a lot of his movies in the past, and they all have, like, this, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's just the way he plays each role. It's really... they're intense in the way he gets into his roles. And people can just go off of what they saw in Twilight, which, I mean, you look at it, he gets deep into that role as well, you know?
Exactly.
It's kind of like exact opposite of most roles he plays. The character's personality. Yep.
Well, yeah, it was, those two were definitely my top movies that I saw for 2022.
Nice. All right, what do we got next? I think next we have favorite TV show from 2022.
All right, so I picked two again.
It's hard to decide.
I don't know if that does that tell a lot about my personality, maybe?
Can't make decisions.
I just want to have everything, but I can't.
I like all these things, though.
Right? But the two that stood out to me the most was Severance from the Apple Plus side of our streaming world.
Okay.
And Severance is such a phenomenal series. It's literally about these people that work for this company. When they go to work and they get to the elevator and they reach the floor that their office is on, there's a microchip in their brain that flips on, and that automatically shuts off their whole life on the outside. So they forget who they are out there. All they know is the corporate life. And then when they leave the building, the switch gets turned back off, and then they don't remember anything about their day. So for the people like coming into work, it's literally them like going in an elevator blinking, and then they don't know what happened. They don't know what they did.
I mean, I hadn't watched the show, but I don't know if I wouldn't sign up for that.
No, it's a crazy thought. But like the way the series is played out and like the twists and turns that you get and that we got in it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Because then it also makes me think about the in-office days when I had to go to work. That's exactly what happened. Like as soon as I got to the building and I walked inside, I'm like, and that, yep. I'm like, time to turn on work, Marshall, and just power through.
That's definitely going to be the next one we watch. We finished White Lotus, which was phenomenal. It was probably the weirdest show of, all time because, the intro music and the characters, but it was great. I loved it.
Nice.
You had two, right?
Yep, because then the second one was Andor.
Oh,
Andor was fucking awesome. I almost picked Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan was also freaking amazing. But man, like Andor, without the Star Wars name, it's still a perfect show, I think. Like a spy series. And Obi-Wan is great because obviously it wouldn't be anything without Star Wars because there wouldn't be any Obi-Wan. But like, yeah, just because of the way that movie is set up, and like kind of same thing with Rogue One. That the movie that's basically after the Andor series, it's such a great movie by itself. I'm like, even without the Star Wars name, I'm like, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, I almost picked Obi-Wan. I think I got like 3 more episodes in the end. But yeah, I love it. But I picked Winning Time. About the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
That
was really good.
That was so good. If you hadn't seen Winning Time, please go watch it.
Right.
Jerry West was upset about it.
Of course he was, but like, whatever.
But
you're still rich.
We watched like 1 or 2 episodes and like got pissed. I didn't think the portrayal of him was that bad. I thought it made him look kind of good.
Yeah.
He just
not good enough for him apparently.
Yeah. To be fair, the first 2 episodes made him look pretty bad. But no, Winning Time was my.
It's a growing process. But
he's just an emotional guy. Cares about the game too much. But no, that's my 2022 favorite show. Favorite album in 2022.
This was.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. So I went ahead and picked Kendrick Lamar.
I did the same thing.
must be right,
Yeah, because I actively I was going through my Spotify, looking through my 2022 wrap up to find something, and I was like, the most consistent thing is the Kendrick album. Obviously there's different singles and stuff, but a full album wise, I would have to say Kendrick.
See, I almost went with Smino, Love for Rent. That album is so good. He reminds me of a modern Andre 3000. His flow, his songs are fun. His flow is ridiculously good. But I kind of feel like I was prisoner of the moment because I on my Amazon playlist says I listen to that the most, but that came out September 13th. So yeah, I've been listening to it a lot lately. And then you got SZA. Oof, that album is fire.
That was good.
It's fire. And I can't pick that because it just came out as well, moment type thing. But I had a couple honorable mentions. That one, SZA's album, Smino's album,
and Black Thought did release an album that
Black Thought's album,
fucking fire
album, which was fire. There was a lot of good music this year. There was a lot. Jid had a good album. Out in the spring. Music this year was great. Chili Peppers, the 2 albums they came out with 2 albums this year.
Yeah, that was also surprising. I was like, oh man, this is I didn't know I needed that, but apparently I did.
Yeah, we went to go see them at the Bank of America Stadium.
Nice.
Awesome. It was them, The Strokes, and Thundercat.
Dude, Thundercat would be dope to see.
Thundercat was awesome. He's amazing. He had this giant inflatable tiger mouth he came out of.
Yes.
And Strokes killed it.
All the shows I've been to this year are all metal related, and not that it's a problem because I love metal, but being able to see Slipknot play was dope.
They played in Raleigh, or I think it was Raleigh, not sometime in the fall. It was a big show though. I can't remember who else was there. I didn't go because my life revolves around kids.
Yep.
Can't take them to a metal show. Oh, maybe. Yes.
You could, but you'd have to explain. I wouldn't take them to Slipknot because they all wear these horror masks.
Son, he probably would have been scared at 3 years old. So
yeah, different bands that don't go that route. I would highly recommend not to take them to see Guar because Guar they make good music, but God, their whole aesthetic, I'm like, man, if anybody was tripping, they would be losing their minds.
Freaking out. Did you pick an album? Oh wait, you said you picked Kendrick Lamar.
Yep. And that was just because it's the one I probably listened to the most.
Yeah.
Because like a close second is this dude that I listened to called Fantastic Negrito, and he released like a bunch of different stuff in 2022. And like I started going through his album White Jesus Black Problems, and it's dope. Because he's like very much kind of a blues and like jazz musician. He just like shreds. He's really good. Highly recommend him.
Send me that. I want to check that out so I don't forget. But all right, biggest bust. Movie bust, but I didn't specify. I realized.
Yeah, and like I picked a movie bust and a video game bust.
Ooh, I should have thought about that. Alright, go ahead. What you got?
So movie bust, which I wasn't really having high expectations when going into it. But Black Adam was awful. So bad. Like, The Rock had no emotional range. It didn't seem like any of the actors really wanted to do this.
Dude, are y'all just got paid for this and you regrettably accepted?
More or less, because like, yeah, it was just a bad movie. Like, I can't think of any truly redeeming factors of it than like maybe some of the special effects, but
yeah, they were
like, they literally were like, we got The Rock to do this, that's all we need. It's like, no. That is not all you need. Yeah, and like,
oh wait, you know it was also a great movie. Also,
yes,
but
it
was
awesome.
Bias.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
No, I mean, I was gonna pick Black Adam, but I figured you pick it, so I was gonna say Lightyear. It was good, but I fell asleep in it. Maybe that's because I'm old. Maybe. I mean, a lot of movies that suck this year. You know, like I said, I don't have a lot of time, so time on bad movies. Oh man, but that was our favorites for 2022. Give us just one moment. We're gonna take a break, and we will be right back with this Nerdcast Podcast.
See you in a bit.
Peace. All right.
Guess who's back? Back again.
We are back with some NBA topics, but before we jump in that, congratulations to this year's fantasy football winners. I say regrettably because, you know, this is one of my worst years. So
I came in third in our league. I think I just beat you out for that spot.
yeah, I was fourth. Joe won our league. He'll get a little A&E care package.
And then I won first place in one of the other two leagues I was in, and then in the other one I came in 7th out of 12.
Yeah, my other one I was like 9th, I think. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I had Aaron Rodgers and Tua, so it was pretty rough roads.
Yeah, that was a weirdly dangerous combo to have. I looked out in the league that I won in because I got Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields as my quarterbacks.
Oh.
And then I also got AJ Brown, and it just went from there. And this is like a 14-person league, so there's no way I should have had those 3 players alone on my team.
Well, you never know. Justin Fields is a hit or miss in some leagues. You'll catch him hanging around.
Yeah.
Late. But
oh no, I drafted him. I didn't like just pick him up.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant, hanging around.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I was just like, man, it worked out well. It worked out really well.
Oh
but yeah.
Just one other small football thing. You guys can be happy right now, Dallas Cowboys. It's fine.
And they
okay.
And they though, like,
did not want to lose that last game against the Saints. That one hurt our draft pick, but we're not concerned about anything. And do we really expect the Cowboys to make some noise?
No.
In the playoffs? All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. Jalen Hurts for MVP. Jalen Hurts for MVP. All right.
What? Oh, wait. What was that?
I don't know. Something.
No.
On to the NBA. The NBA is starting to get a little starting to bring me in. You know?
Yeah, it's picking up speed again.
Yeah, in the beginning of the season, yeah, I was trying to stay engaged, and it was just not hitting at all. And then you had Embiid out for a little. No, not Embiid. I meant to say Harden out.
And Harden more or less wants to leave again.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Maybe not this episode. But yeah, and then you had Tyrese out, but he's back, energized. So I was thinking, like, who has the most to prove in the NBA this year? Which team needs it more?
That was
I'm guessing maybe like who needs to win it all this year, or who needs to at least get to the finals.
Right. And that was hard. That was a hard one to get through. But I ended up going with Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn has the most to prove, especially with a player of KD's caliber. Like, obviously he's been playing better, but like that whole team it's not coherent enough.
Mm-hmm.
And if they really want to make this push and keep kind of doing as, let's say, okay as they're doing right now, like, a lot of pieces have to start falling like into place. A lot of guys got to like understand their role. But then also the hard part is, like, what if KD is struggling or he's being just double teamed? Like, who are they actively trying to be like, this is going to be our other like go-to? Because like Kyrie just doesn't feel like the same type of player, and with all of his like troubles and issues that he's been going through recently, like, how long does he really stay with Brooklyn?
I will say that was the case, but since Coach Vaughn, they're 17-9. Kyrie has kind of been going out, showing out a little bit. KD is playing out of his mind, like KD, and you know they got another win tonight. Ben Simmons is showing up. So at first I was like, maybe it's Brooklyn. Maybe they have the most to prove, and I think they kind of got a little bit of a cushion for most teams, I think.
Right.
It didn't seem that way at first because of all the, the sideshow antics that was going on. But, ever since Steve Nash has been gone, it seems like that stuff has died down and they're rolling. So I don't think their thing to prove was getting to the finals. I think they could. I think they need to prove that they can be a coherent team and play with each other and can win 1 to 2 playoff series.
Yep.
At least for now, they should win. Go to to the conference finals and to the finals at least with this core. But winning a couple series will be fine. And then I started thinking about other teams I had on that list, like Miami and Toronto. And, you know,
See, like,
go ahead.
Oh, like Miami for me, it's a weird spot because like they have all the potential, but at the same time, I remember seeing an interview from Jimmy Butler, and like obviously he's like, yeah, like I really want to win one, but if I don't, I'm not gonna be like, you know, that upset.
Yeah, he would win. He's gonna win a championship eventually, even to be in like a 50 and older league at the Y.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I'm like, that's a healthy mindset. That's a great heck. That's a very like.
For your mental, like going forward.
But like, to be a champion, man, like.
The dog's freaking out.
Like to be a champion, like, man, like, that's not the attitude that's gonna win it for you. Don't get me wrong, I love Jimmy Butler. He is probably my favorite current NBA player after Giannis. But like, they're just like a weird team. They're such a weird team. I don't know how to feel about them.
Yeah, it's like. See, I was thinking about them. I think them as well. They don't need to win the championship. Maybe they need to go to the finals, and I guess that's up to, you know, them in the front office, how they feel and where the direction they want to go, and how they feel at the end of the year. Like you can see her in the back just being up, and then she just walks around for a bit, and then she lays back down and But they need to prove that they can, that this is going up, like it's trending in an upward direction and not downward. They got Kyle Lowry. Like picking him up was like a Philly move. Like we pick up people who had like a good previous year or like okay showings in the okay to good to great showings in the playoffs the previous year or two, and then they get there and then it's like they fall off a cliff.
Yeah, more or less.
And with Kyle Lowry, it was like he was never that promising in his recent years before going there during the season a lot.
Like all of his best seasons were in Toronto because he gave it his all in Toronto because he felt like he had something to prove. And then also losing DeMar, and then losing DeMar, but then gaining Kawhi, like he had to change his overall play style, and that helped them win. So he gets his championship, but like, how driven is he really to get another one? I think that I think that's like a big thing that I'm like noticing with Miami is the management and the coaching staff want it, but if the players, the people that are actually playing the game, are kind of thinking like, I'll win something eventually, or like, I've got mine, whatever. And unfortunately, too, Lowry's been dealing with injuries lately because he is getting older.
And that's the thing. Yeah. The way to me, the way they do it, it's like they just pick and pull pieces, like good pieces, and they say like they got this Heat culture.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's like a work mentality. I don't think they have like a real direction and like scheme and like how they want this offense to move, and how, you know what I'm saying? Like it's be like Bam, but it's like they don't give people permanent roles. They give Tyler Hero the opportunity so many times to be like the main guy, it seems like. But it should be Bam. This team is just like, the pieces just change or will be changing so much. I see it like their window is like pretty much closing. If they get to the conference finals, I mean, it's not going to get any better than that.
No.
And that's why I said about Toronto as well. They just need to show that they're trending in the right direction as well.
I think Toronto will probably implode in the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they were
100%.
looking so good. I'm not sure what happened. Like I said, I'm locking into the NBA now. Season is coming to an end. You know, I never had an Eagles season like this, so forgive me. But I still do my homework and, you know, watch and listen to everything. And Toronto need to show that they can make some noise in the playoff. They don't necessarily have to get to the conference finals because, you know, it's a pretty tall task to ask for a squad, but they need
especially against an Eastern Conference that's becoming more and more stacked.
Mm-hmm. You got the Clippers. They need to prove that they can be healthy. I'm not going to say they need to win anything.
Yeah.
They need to prove that they have a squad that can out every night, and Kawhi is just
like
not looking promising. I mean, we all know he's a great player and can win you the whole damn thing. But I mean, shit, what are we doing?
Right, like if you're spending almost half the season in street clothes, like how are you helping this team?
It's not even that, because like I'm sure they can get to the playoffs, I think, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be in the playoffs the entire time, which is, you know, gonna bite them in the ass, because the West, I mean, it's everybody's on top of each other in the West. You don't know how that thing's gonna shake out.
Right, because like just even thinking of the California teams, like Sacramento has been pretty fun.
Like
the Sacramento kid, like they kind of came out of nowhere. And they made some they were part of like big trades during the off season that I was like, is this really like what's gonna help? And yeah, so far, I mean, it's been going pretty well for him. So like, it's like almost kind of like a changing of the guard for our California teams, where the Clippers and the Lakers are in this weird spot. But like, but
the Clippers are in a Clipper spot.
No,
they just got, you know, so they're supposed to be better.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, but yeah, that was all. It was hard to pick that one at least for the most to like prove. But I'd say the most to lose. I personally think Boston would have the most to lose. Because they've been in this position to win so many times.
Yeah, they're not. It seemed like we've been saying they're young and they got time.
But but that's been like 4 years. So like, I think after this point, especially with players like Brown and Tatum, how long are they really gonna stay? When, like, I would personally be sick of we're that close. Like, then why aren't we there?
Yeah, and that brings me to the two teams that I think are tied for, you know, the most to prove and / most to lose, which is the Phoenix Suns and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, the Suns, yeah.
I mean, they're supposed to be way better than what they are and what they're showing. Chris Paul doesn't have a lot of time, and DeAndre Ayton, we can all tell they don't all get along.
No, like, and I don't understand why that trade didn't happen, or like, because all of a sudden they're like, well, we'll sign you for more money. It's like, okay, cool, but then you also are making all these other players angry that like may not want this, or they feel like they're being cheated.
It's a weird thing going on there,
right?
But with Philly, it's like what did you say a moment ago? We're almost there. We're sick and tired of that.
Yeah.
It's like us. It's like we're almost there.
Right.
But are we?
Right.
It's
like you can say that
coaching.
Right.
What it is. Now I think it's our bench a little bit. But Embiid, he doesn't have a lot of time in this league. I don't think he's going to be a long-term player in the league for.
With the injuries he's already had, like he really can't.
Yeah, and we have the James Harden thing going on.
I've never.
Is he going to be here? Will he? Won't he?
I'm going to say he won't be. I'm going to call that. Because
say that.
I know you don't want me to say that, but I'm going to say it. But you don't want to know why? You want to know why? Because Philly's going to realize there's going to be a better option out there soon enough.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Like, Harden is great, but he's a hard dude to mesh with, I've been noticing. Like, in his Rockets days, he was great because he was the star of the team. Yeah, but he's also like 3 times as athletic as he is now.
Yeah, I think he has a hard time. He's having a hard time taking the back seat, so to speak.
Right. Like, he's very much a star player in the sense that he has to have the ball and be in control of the situation. He's not an all-star player in the sense that he's a great teammate. He's just a great athlete.
Exactly.
So, like, even them talking about bringing him back to Houston, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to.
Yeah, to leave the Sixers for that. I mean, sure.
He misses his Houston strip clubs, man. He loves those places.
I mean, if that can say that, and then I want to go play in Houston and try to win a championship.
Which that won't happen there.
Yeah. Houston thing. Trying to make a Philly thing. I did have the Lakers up there, but I mean, they don't really have much to lose. LeBron James wants to play till he's 45, and he'll leave when he wants to leave.
Yeah,
and that's not going to be. It's not going to be predicated on this season's turnout.
No, because he's just like, if he really wants to, he can just go to a different team.
Change the roster. He's going to change the roster.
Yup.
What was that? Dallas I had on there. Not a lot to lose, because I don't think Luka will go anywhere.
I think they have a lot to gain.
Yeah, do have a lot.
Especially after the freaking week's worth of games that Luka just played.
Oh.
And we'll get into that later, but like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they have a lot to prove. Some will say Luka has a lot to prove. I don't think he has that much to prove. I mean, he's dragging this team.
Yeah,
ankles.
With literally nobody else on the team with him.
Kicking and screaming. You got Hardaway Jr. He balls out whenever he wants to. Who else is there?
My point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the last big name they had there was Porzingis. He was useless.
I don't know. I mean, but Luka is amazing. Let's jump right into that. The legend of Luka. The Luka legend. My guy. What a December he has had.
He's he definitely gets MVP. He has to. Like, this is just nuts what he's being able to do against some pretty good teams. Like,
yeah, now he's doing it in a winning effort. Because earlier, I mean, this whole season, he started out hot. He was like, Penn scored under 35 points for like 9 games or something like that.
And then he dropped 60. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah, so Luka Doncic exploits. Tonight, he scored 39 against the Houston Rockets. Speaking of the doubles.
This is literally like 2K. Like someone is controlling him and playing 2K.
The only things you see in 2K. He scored 51 the other night against the Spurs. Fun fact, Greg Popovich.
Oh yeah, he's like, we can hold him to like 60.
No, he said we are going to hold Luka under 50. I guaranteed
51.
I guaranteed it. And he scores 51. And then he like walks up to Greg Popovich at the end of the game. He's like, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" Yeah, so he scores 51 the other night, 35 the night before, 2 nights before that, 60 at the Garden.
Dude,
At the Garden? No, yeah, that was at home. Yeah, 60-point triple-double, 21 rebounds, 10 assists. Jesus.
Like, put the team on my back. Like,
Marshawn Lynch was in the like, that is ridiculous.
all this does is it makes me think back to the Western Conference Finals, or not the Finals. Was it the Finals when the Mavericks and the Suns played?
No, that was the conference finals.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the conference finals. That was the previous round before.
Yeah. Dude, like, it makes me go immediately back to that picture of Luka, like, kind of bending over, making sure, like, Booker can see him, and he's just smiling at him.
Honestly, it's the Suns are disappointing.
Like, they truly are.
It's a great rivalry. Like, they whine as much as each other, and like the whole team hates Luka. So like,
well, I think the Suns are just a sensitive team too.
Yeah, they're pretty sensitive.
Because they got mad at Zion, which, I mean, granted, yeah, the dunk wasn't necessary, but like, you don't need your whole team to jump this dude. And also, like, it matters because this dude could just beat all of you if he wanted to.
I saw a video of Zion fighting outside of a club, fighting like the entire club.
Yeah.
He didn't lose.
Did not.
But no, he had the 60-point triple-double. Wait, what was his field goal percentage in that? 67% from the field. Oof. While scoring 60 points. That's dangerous. Against the Lakers on Christmas Day, he had 50 against the Rockets. He had 25. He had a 19. You know, these two games, he kind of was a little quiet. 33 against Portland.
A little quiet.
25 for Luka, that's pretty quiet. 38 against the Cavs. 38 against the Thunder. 33 against Milwaukee. 22 against the Nuggets. 33, 30, and 35. That was his month of December.
Dude is built different.
Like, what do you do against that? What do you do against that?
I don't know. I guess you could be like a certain low-life player named Grayson Allen and physically attack these people.
and Mac Jones.
God.
Terrible.
I'm a fan of both teams, and I hate both players. Like, fuck, yeah. God, like, watching Mac Jones meltdown, I was like, man, you are nowhere near talented enough.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Like, my guy, no. And then also, yeah, like Grayson Allen, I'm a Duke fan. They're my second favorite college team. Go Badgers. And then at like during his Duke days, wasn't a fan of him. Like, do I admit he has skill? Yeah, but like that skill doesn't matter if he's gonna be a jackass. Last season he hurt Alex Caruso. Gave him a concussion. He was out for a bit. And now, in this last game against the Bulls, he got bumped into by, I think it was the Bulls center. Either way, he got bumped into, and then he exaggerated himself and threw himself into DeMar's back.
Yeah. It just pushed DeMar into, like, the stands.
And he immediately throws his hands up like he did nothing. He's like, what did I do? And I'm like,
So obvious. It was hilarious.
And part of me wanted to be like, dude, just let DeMar fucking go. And one of the Bulls...
A lot of composure. I be seeing his looks. I don't want to mess with DeMar. He's too nice. Too nice.
No, he was angry. I was like, damn. And then the Bulls, one of the Bulls TV broadcast announcers was like, someone just needs to give him a two-piece.
Heard that. That's so funny.
And I was like, I've never heard that.
No one likes you.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, someone just needs to give him a two-piece or a good elbow, and he won't do it anymore.
Oh man, Grayson. And real quick, Zion Williamson has been injured in tonight's game against the Philadelphia 76ers. He left with a hamstring injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, his right hamstring.
Right hamstring, and did not return. So, keep an eye on that. Those of you that play fantasy basketball, take him out. Because when I played fantasy basketball, which was one time, I had the same lineup in for like 32 weeks.
Dude, it can be a lot. Because I'm in a fantasy basketball and a fantasy hockey league.
Every night, that's just a lot. That's a lot. I couldn't do it.
It's a lot.
I had LeBron James, and he kept getting injured too.
Yeah. You're like, I'm done.
Not even gonna care. But give us one quick second. We will be right back, nerds, and finish off this episode.
Oh god, a Black Adam commercial came on. It's following me.
It's like The Ring.
God. This is fucking awful. Anyways, like I said, we'll be back.
Yo, what up, nerds?
We have returned.
Yes, we have, and we are going to end this whole segment with this whole episode with the recap of the anime fall season. We know some are still going on, but we have some with breaks and some animes have ended, so I thought it'd be a good time to jump into that.
Definitely.
The first one I got is Shinobi no Itaki.
Which that is not one I have seen, so I will rely on you for this.
A lot of people hadn't seen it yet, and then, some people started watching it and then they fell off of it. But I can say they ended the season really good and saved it, in my opinion. If they get a second season, they left it like they could just end it there.
Yeah.
Like, we had fun with it. But, excuse me. The summary of it: after surviving an attack from the rival Koga village, or Koga clan, Itaki Sakuraba, an ordinary boy, discovers that he is the 19th heir of the Iga Ninja. Itaki learns to become an Iga clan ninja and joins the war between the Iga and the Koga clans. This show was actually pretty cool. It caught my eye because it was like modern technology ninjas.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, the kid Itaki, he just goes to a regular high school, and like the classes he's taking, they're secretly like training him up, like swimming, gymnastics, and stuff like that. And,
assassination class.
And then this stuff happens. He finds out he's a ninja, and then he gets transferred to a all ninja school. So, that's where it takes off, and then he meets new people. It was a quickly put together anime in my opinion, but it was pretty good.
Nice.
I liked it. It's worth the watch. A lot of people are probably gonna have a lot of hate for it, but that's every anime out there.
Yeah, like, of course, everybody anywhere is gonna find something to be picky about.
Yeah, and the anime community.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's a lot of gatekeepers.
So many.
All right, next on my list, I got Berserk.
Which the original, so good, very, very depressing. Like, I watch a comedy afterwards. Like find something that's gonna make you laugh.
If you're a parent, getting your kids into anime, do not watch this one with them.
Yep.
This is not.
And fair warning, there's trigger warnings for it, 100%.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're all in there. They'll let you know before it all starts in the first episode. But this was a great anime. It was dark. It had a lot of emotions and a lot of action.
Yep.
Characters, and it was guts.
Guts.
And he had a big old slab of metal as a sword. They even say it in the anime and in the manga. It's you can't call that a sword. It's just a giant metal that he swings hard enough to cut through people.
It's on the same level as Cloud's Buster sword. Let's put it like that.
Exactly what I thought the first time I saw it too. Because I saw it when I was a younger kid, but I didn't watch all of it. I don't even remember what I watched. I just remember Guts and Berserk. And some dark stuff, some stuff I probably shouldn't have been watching at the time.
We're 90s babies, it's fine.
Yeah, it was probably like a cousin or something, an uncle.
We learned what all these mental health terms are, but we just didn't get them treated yet.
There were no coin terms for it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as,
This is a sidetrack, but this also makes me think of Michael Chase stand-up, where he was like, man, in the black community, autism was a thing. You just thought that dude was weird.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah, it is. It is 100% is. It is like, yeah, no, for us, like
stuff.
It's like, nah, man, for like black people, like it was way like we weren't allowed to have that. Like, I was like,
that being said,
oh.
But nah, Berserk though. You talk about somebody with some trauma. He got some trauma.
The scars on the inside are 100% worse than the ones he gets on the outside. And the one he gets on the outside are also real bad.
Yeah, you can see those in the anime, like those are bad. And then they go into some of the internal scars in that. But the Golden Age Memorial was the anime they came out with in the fall. It was a remake of the old, and they added a bunch of new scenes into it. I couldn't tell you what they are because I didn't watch, the old one, but me and Marshall was talking about it a minute before we started, and yeah, it's it gets crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend watching it if you can stomach it.
Yep.
So it says it's on Hulu, not just Crunchyroll.
And again, it is gory, and we're not talking about the gory aspect. We are truly talking about the emotional aspect of all of this, because
being able to stomach a lot of it.
It's something that will make you. They do a great job at making you question, like, trust, making you like look at friendships, making you look at family relationships and everything. It's just like, jeez. Like,
if you're a deep thinker and you can spiral, you might want to skip this one.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Watch it with a group. Watch it in the right setting. But like,
watch it with a group. That would be fun. You get a group of sick people together. The next one I have there is one of the most popular ones out there right now, My Hero Academia, season 6.
Yep.
Ooh, this season is from episode 1 to the most recent one, and they took a break, so they didn't have an episode this week. It's every week. It's just good, great episodes after great episode. They really went all out about it. I saw a bunch of people online talking about some of the art style, and they're upset because it's like the best arc. But they said it's the best arc, so yeah, we're watching.
And
I love the anime.
Yeah, like My Hero Academia is the series that I always recommend to like first time watchers of anime. I'm like, this is like kind of a perfect one to get involved with, because it is very lighthearted, it's goofy, but it will throw you in too. Like, it's a great show to get invested in because all the characters are so well written. Like, even the horny little grape dude.
Yeah, the little weird purple guy.
Yep. But
the comedic aspect in it is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
really good.
Like it's just a very, very well done show. It's hard to find something that's as easy to dive into that I can like think of off the top of my head. So yeah, always watch that. And yeah, the new season, I watched the first 2 episodes the other night, and yeah, love them.
Nice. So you're just getting into it. Awesome.
Yep. Because that's something I kind of like to binge. Because I want to like
build up.
Yep.
Hawks.
Dude, he is becoming one of my favorite characters kind of all time.
Right? Yeah. Already, he hasn't even been in the show that long.
Yeah. He's like, let me slightly take this over.
But then he's a spy now, so you don't see him as often as you want.
Right. Like, I'm also excited because I want to watch. What's going to intrigue me the most is watching Endeavor. Because I'm really wondering how he's going to try to step up to the plate.
Yeah, I've been really interested to see how he's going to grow into that #1 spot.
Yep, I was like, dude, he's not like a bad hero by any means. He just has no people skills.
The worst. And then
he's also a terrible father.
The worst power to have when you have no people skill is fire.
Yep. Which, I mean, Zuko, the first few seasons of Avatar.
His characters. Love his story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so next. This took the world by storm. Chainsaw Man.
So well done. I'm loving it. I'm not done with the first season yet, but I'm loving everything I'm seeing. It's such a crazy and unique take on just anything. Like, I was watching it and I'm like, man, I really can't think of a show, maybe besides like, maybe kind of like Parasite, which is also a great anime. No one's ever watched that. Highly recommend Parasite. Except,
there isn't the comedic aspect in Parasite.
Right. Yeah.
That's where you're getting at. But when I think of it, when I first saw it, even with the intro, especially the intro, I was like, did Quentin Tarantino make this?
Dude, yeah, it might as well be a Quentin Tarantino fucking thing.
Seems like if he got his hands on an anime script or, wrote an anime script.
Right. Like, yeah, like, it's super well done. It is a very gory series, so...
Also not to watch with 2 kids.
Yeah, that one needs a bit.
Definitely not for the kids. It's very crude
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yep, Quentin Tarantino.
And if you let your kids watch Quentin Tarantino stuff, no judgment, but don't let her watch this.
But yeah, aside from the gore, all the characters, like, it's funny. Like, they throw in a lot of great
The
humor.
comedy in it is top notch. Like it's so damn funny. Did you see the part where him and the other guy that smokes the cigarettes got into the fight?
Oh yeah.
Some nuts.
Like
For
fucking
much of a
3-4 times, and I was like, man, I'd be down after the first one. What are you doing?
Like, why are you doing this? And then the last episode was phenomenal as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to finish that up.
So this next one I actually forgot to put in there, but I don't know why. Bleach.
Yeah. I haven't watched the new stuff yet. Part of me was like, maybe I should just like try to watch all the old stuff. And I tried, and I was like, God, it's just like One Piece. There's so much shit.
It's a lot, and Bleach is one of the slowest animes of all.
They have a lot of filler.
When it's popping, it's popping.
Yep.
It's going down. But once you hear that certain music soundtrack come on, you know you can start skipping some episodes. Like there's a season you can skip, probably a couple altogether.
Oh yeah.
Might add up to like 3 seasons you can skip. No,
Yeah, again.
4 seasons I think. But it's just so many it's so much dragging out of an episode that goes on in the show, but it's so great. But the new installment of Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, there is no wasting of time. They get all day, every day in that episode or in that show. And then they use the movie style animation in it.
Nice, dude. That sounds awesome.
It's fantastic. Kenpachi. It's like all your favorite characters has like a huge moment in this show.
Dope. That's good to hear.
And if you didn't read the manga, there's a lot of mind-blowing things that happen. Because I was just like, what the shit? He used to always tell me to read the manga. He used to always talk about this arc. I never read it. So, and now I'm kind of like happy I didn't, because
it didn't ruin it for you.
Oh man. But next we have our last one. A lot of people are into the sports animes. I wasn't, and then over the past year and a half, I recently started watching a lot of sports animes, specifically soccer animes. They're so intense. And then this new one that came out this fall, Blue Lock. Man, it's like, what can I compare it to? It's like Hunger Games / I don't know, like Hunger Games meets soccer.
Okay.
So Blue Lock is a facility, and they take 300 of the best soccer players in Japan. This is after their most recent, the 2018 World Cup where Japan lost, and they're like, we gotta do something about this. We gotta change the way we go about, send them. And so, organization designed this facility called Blue Lock, where they take 300 players from the country, put them into this facility,
Okay.
They're looking for the number one striker.
Oh, okay.
There's only going to be one that makes it out. And if you get eliminated, you can never play for the Japan national team.
Okay. Yeah, it does give that Hunger Games vibe.
High stakes. Like if that's your dream and you think you can get there, it's like, do you really want to be in this place?
Right. It makes me think of it also makes me think of the movie Battle Royale.
Oh, jeez, that's a great movie.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Oh, jeez, that's a good one. Damn, that's a great movie.
As soon as I was hearing that, I was like, God, that sounds exactly like Battle Royale.
And then like, not each player, but like all the key players, like the best players, like the main character, they have like this aura around them, and they talk about it vaguely. It's like everybody should have a monster inside you. You should form a monster inside you if you really want to be the best striker. You know, the leader of Blue Lock, he says you have to be a complete egotist to, you know, make it in this place. I don't know, the build-ups to everything, every single goal is just insane. Or watching the World Cup.
The build-up for it, it's just like, oh God.
I every episode, I'm like, why am I so excited about this show? Like, it should not be this intense.
Yeah, like, and I've I've seen, what was it, the Prince of Tennis? Something like that?
Oh, that sounds right.
I think it's the Prince of Tennis. Like, that was my first sports anime, and I truly enjoyed it. It was fun from what I remembered. But yeah, it's that same thing, like, the internal conversations they're having. Like, yeah, that build-up, it's just like, God, man, like, holy crap.
Somebody should just come in and steal the ball while you're talking. It's like...
Right, like, did time freeze? How are you saying this much?
But I mean, it sometimes it makes sense, because you're like, when I'm playing basketball, there's like times I'm in the air and like there's so many things that go through my head at one time. Like, all right, okay, maybe. Yeah, I'll let it pass.
Right, you're like, fine, I guess.
Show. Well, that's all I had for the recap of the fall 2022 anime season. There were a few other ones. A couple of them that I finished watching, like Gundam, the Witch from Mercury. Yeah. That's really good. It's really good so far.
I haven't started it yet, but like once I get through Chainsaw Man, I'll probably dive into that.
And we have a few coming out this month. We have Vinland Saga's coming out, season 2. Yep.
Which is actually good. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
That's a great one. Yeah, some Nordic type anime. That's great. What else is coming out? I just said something's coming out on the 7th, didn't I?
Yes. What we're talking about.
That's a shame, but we got Jujutsu Kaisen 2 coming out later this year. We have Demon Slayer season 3.
So excited for that.
Super excited about both those. If you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, have you seen it?
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Oh yeah, the movie was great. That was really good. I was not expecting it to be that good.
It flowed so well. I was just like, God, like this is it gives me the feels of when they turned the red versus blue stuff into a movie versus like single episodes. It just made it kind of made it a little bit better. I was like
oh, you put this onto it.
Yup.
We got Solo Leveling, the anime series coming out. That I'm not sure when that is coming out. I don't even think it has an actual release date. It's just 2023 it's coming out. this book series, I got it right behind me over there. One of the greatest manhwas that I've ever read. Graphic novels, Solo Leveling. The main character is Sung Jin Woo. He is overpowered for no reason. It's great. It's just great. I mean, he kind of builds up to it, so but jeez, it's so good.
And January 7th was Trigun.
Trigun Stampede, the animated series, coming out.
Yep.
Bash
take.
Speed.
I'm excited for it. I'm going in with not very high expectations, but I look forward to watching.
Well, I'm easy to please, so I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
I'm, sure I'll have some critiques, but
yeah, as is life.
But yeah, My Hero Academia is coming back out. I think they were just taking a week off. Bleach comes back out in July. Yeah, we got quite a few things. Classroom Elites. Have you heard of that?
Yes. I haven't started it. But yeah, I've been scrolling through my Crunchyroll more often now to pick up some new stuff. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on my list now, so but once football season's over, I'll probably split time between basketball and anime. Yeah.
I usually have some anime on my phone or in the background while I'm working. If I'm working from home, if I'm at work, I should just have it on my phone sometimes. If I'm not watching ESPN,
right? Might as well.
I always need something going on in the background.
Oh, for sure.
What? Anything else you got?
Yeah, I think we covered a good amount.
Yeah, I mean, I know we skated out on the NFL segment, but we're gonna do a little NFL special episode later this week. Tribute to the upcoming playoffs coming up in the end of the season last week.
Yep.
Interested to hear what they're going to do about this game and the condition going forward of DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah. Best wishes, cause
Yeah, like I said before, very, very scary situation. Ooh, every time, I didn't even watch it that many times, but I watched it probably 3 times. Each time I saw it, it's just everything about that entire play was just scary.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll be back soon, nerds.
All right, nerds. It was fun. Until next time, Nerd Nation. Stay geeky. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.